I bought this from Big Bad Toy Store, and you can too. Just click on the link below. Hey, what's up? Siri Emerald here. This will be an unboxing video of the new Hot Toys MMS 347 Deadpool from the movie Deadpool. Now, this one came from Big Bad Toy Store. It's Sideshow number 902628, and let's get it out of the box. Alright, here's the package. It says Deadpool 1/6 scale collectible figure, MMS 347. There's bullet holes that are in the sleeve here. It's really cool. I like how they did this. There's little Deadpools. There's a little Deadpool on his arm here and one on his head. We got a picture of the character from the movie here that they've used. All these little exclamations on the side for the little bullseye around it. You can see that all around there. The little bullseye is textured. You can feel the little words on there. And on this side of the box, it continues on. It has Deadpool right there, upside down. Once you scale back to the figure, you can see more of the target, the bullseye. And on this side of the box, they have the same thing. Figure continues on the side. And on the back of the box, we have all the warnings and information about Hot Toys. And another Deadpool right there. Another little target. There's 4 bullet holes. And these are actually in the box. These bullet holes are. Get the warning here on the back of the box. And on the top of the box it says Deadpool, and on the bottom of the box it says Deadpool. We'll just slide the sleeve off here, and here we get to see him in his shadow box, his figure, and all the accessories that he comes with. And so on this side of the box it says Deadpool, once it's got a collectible figure, MMS 347, and on this side of the box is the same thing. And on the back of the box we have the cast and crew. We actually have a Deadpool holding a box of the Deadpool, so it's kind of like the fourth wall break here. So Deadpool is holding the toy of himself. Let's get him out of the box now. Let's get him out of the box. So we have what we've become accustomed to with the double packaging of little plastic cases here. The top plastic cases has the main figure and all the little accessories and stuff. And the bottom plastic case has the figure base, the articulated pose stand, and the lobster claw instruction manual. Now they've used this time this giant diamond stand, and I don't know why they used this for this specific character. Maybe because they want to put him into different action poses. But you got a big Deadpool on there, and this is you can feel the little etchings in there and little red blood splotches or that are kind of cut into it and articulated into it. So you have the giant diamond there, and you get the lobster claw and the articulated pose stand, which isn't good for holding him on to the stand flatly, but it'd be good if you want to hold him up in the air. And you get the little magnet that you'll pull the eyes out of his head sculpt for giving different expressions. And here's the instruction manual right here. Now on this display stand also they have this protective cover over the Deadpool image here, and I don't know if I'm going to pull that off or not. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use this stand. Actually, I'm not a big fan of it, but you can feel all the texture on it there. And now when you use this articulated post, you have to use one of the ones that come with it. It requires the longer screw, so you just can't use one of the shorter screw ones. It's not going to reach into it. And then you just screw off the top here and put the lobster claw on, and you'll be able to put Deadpool into, oh gosh, I don't know. I hate to use the term flying poses because he doesn't fly. But if you were to jump through the air or something along that line, you can put him into a type of a moving pose with him, more or less literally flying through the air as though he were shooting his firearms or attacking somebody or swinging his swords or something along that line. And that would be a good purpose for this stand as such. But if you're just going to put him into a museum pose or something along that line, then this stand really isn't the stand that you're going to find beneficial for you in that way. Unless, of course, you wanted to pose him with some of the other Deadpool accessories that are out there, which would complement the Deadpool figure in that regards, and you wanted to stand 1 or 2 or 3 of them up on this at the same time. That's the only other reason I can understand why you would want such a large figure base for this figure specifically. And I always hate having to get these off. They wrap it on there so tight, and you know you can't just cut it off easily. You kind of have to cut 2 or 3 times to get it, or and then you end up pulling on this and breaking this, and I don't know why they insist on putting that so tightly on there. I really don't have any idea, but I always got to cut these off, and sometimes I don't cut through the tape, and it makes these little pieces of plastic unreusable, so you can't like put them back in it once you've cut this off. It's definitely out now, no doubt about that. And sometimes even on these arms, it gets caught up in there. Now this is the second release of this figure, if you will call it that. The first batch that they had bad design where the sleeves on the arms reached the wrists, and all of the material was flaking off of it. Because of that, people here in the United States specifically that got theirs from Hot Toys distributors in the United States via Sideshow didn't get theirs with the original bad ones. Ours were held back several months waiting for them to come with the second batch where they fixed this kind of to a degree. Now you still have to be careful with it. It will still peel back. It will still pull up. You know, it still is there. It's just not to the point what it was before, where it was actually flaking and breaking off immediately from there. They kind of made the wrist attachments a little thicker on the hands, and they so you don't end up with that rubbing. But it still is a concern. It's still fabricated the same way. To the best of my knowledge, I don't believe that they changed the actual fabrication process of the sleeves in that manner in regards to the material that they used. But you just no longer have the wrists of the hands rubbing up against the tightness of the sleeve on there. But still, again, still something that you have to be careful of. But that's why I'm just now getting this right here at Christmas time, um, whereas everyone else got theirs back in, gosh, I don't remember, September, August, even maybe July. I think it was August. They've been out for a while, and so I'm excited about getting this, but talking about having to wait a long time. It was a very, very, very long time to wait for this. Another thing I don't much care for on this figure is the way that this suit is designed. It's kind of like the Vision. If you put the pinchers on them, I'm afraid you're going to end up causing problems to the suit. I don't know. Maybe you won't. It seems to be one of those suits that will form fit with pressure or pinching or anything like that. So I'm not too certain about whether I want to use the lobster claw on him for that manner as well. But as you can see, he stands up quite well on his own. He stands here without having to be rested against the lobster claw or anything. He's very well balanced. He feels solid, solidly built, and I really like how they did that in that regards. All right, so more accessories here. We have the hands, and he comes with a lot of hands. I mean, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of hands. You have a right hand giving a thumbs up here. And you have a left hand giving an OK, or showing 3 fingers, or giving a whole. You have a right hand pointing, or showing the number 1, or picking his nose. You can put this with the OK sign and get pretty creative there. A right hand. You have a left hand pointing with like a gun point, you know, like the finger gun. You have a left hand kind of a grasping fist. And you have a right hand of the same thing, kind of a grasping or a holding fist. And you have a pair of kind of, I don't know, open conversely hands. I thought you might be able to make the heart out of these by putting his fingers and his thumb together, but I was unable to make it do that. And you have a couple of um, pistol hands. So the other hands that were kind of the grasping holding would be perfect for holding his katanas, his swords, and these would be perfect for holding his firearms. I believe those are Desert Eagle pistols that he has. And it comes with extra wrist pegs, so if there's a pair of hands that you change out a lot, you'll find it easier just to shove the pegs into the hands and exchange them around that way. And it comes with a magnetically controlled katana sheath, so this attaches to his back magnetically, and it's real easy to put there. You just stick it back there and it goes right up onto it. And you get these things here, which, for the life of me, I have no idea what they are for. Kind of look like what goes on the back of his hands, but I don't have any idea what they're supposed to be for. I really don't. And we've got all these interchangeable eyes here, and which I think is a great idea. You can make all sorts of different expressions with these, and you don't have to use the same left and right set. You can mix and match. You can have them winking or doing kind of like the Spock eyebrow raised type eye, where one eye's up and one eye's down, and it's really cool. I like how they did that. It's really a great accessory. I'm very happy about this. I like the katanas that they included here. Katanas, I'm not sure exactly how you would say it, but they have metal blades. And no, they're not sharp, so you can't go slicing your tomatoes with them. But I suppose if you were so inclined that you decided that you wanted to sharpen them, I couldn't see why you wouldn't be able to. They are metal, but they are not sharp now, so don't go about trying to sharpen or cut anything with these. It just isn't going to work. He also comes with this little boot dagger here. I think this is also metal. I'm real sure. I think it's metal, but it as well is not sharp, so don't try slicing a steak knife with it or anything like that. And it comes with a pair of little shurikens here. They cannot be attached into the areas where he wears them on the suit. So, and he comes with his pair of pistols, and I believe these are Desert Eagles. And I like how they did these. Here's the instruction manual. It says Deadpool, and it's unfolded here. And in front here it talks about how you use this magnet to pull his little looks like a Shuriken is in there, but you cannot put it in there. If you did, you would have to customize that piece. But it's not to go in there. It's for looks only. And this is how you remove his little eyes. You just put this up there, and they don't come out easily. So they're not going to fall out. There's a magnet in there holding them in there. You really have to be purposefully wanting to get them out of there to get them out. But then they just come right out. You can see the little magnet that's in there is holding it in place. And also, when you put them in there, there is a little bit of finagling to get them in exactly where you want them. They are kind of a tight fit, if you will. So sometimes you have to wiggle it around just a little bit to get it exactly where you want it to be in there. And one of the things I really like how they did this is, man, with the weathering, he really looks like the Deadpool from the movies. I mean, they did a great job. I am really, really impressed with this. And there's no question about who it is I'm looking at. This is definitely Ryan Reynolds portraying Wade Wilson as Deadpool from the Marvel Universe, the Deadpool movie that came out in 2016. No doubt about that whatsoever. And he's a fun character. I mean, he literally breaks the fourth wall, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, I can't imagine how you wouldn't be familiar with what that is. If you're watching this video, you're obviously familiar with Deadpool, but he speaks to you as though you are there with him, not only in the comics, but in the video games and in the movie. They continued on that tradition. It's who Deadpool is. It's what makes Deadpool all the more of an enjoyable figure is the fact that he realizes that you are there and he is here, and in between that, the interaction is just it's fun. It's a fun piece. That's all I can say about it. And here you'll see all the different eyes. So I'm just gonna interchange the eyes here, pull out the eyes that come with them, and put in the different eyes. And I don't know what to call each of these eyes, but you'll be able to see the differences in them, uh, between them, as they go in and out to the different expressions that come with them. And I want to show you here on this wrist, like I was stating earlier, you still have to be careful. It's still a bad design in the first place. So when you are posing him, keep in mind that this sleeve needs to be monitored. You need to keep your eye on that. See how it just slides right up here, and you can see how that it can get damaged again really easily. Um, so keep be mindful of it as you play with your Deadpool, as you pose your Deadpool, as you move him around and you move his arms. Be mindful of that. The the wrist on the hands is thicker, so it's not really rubbing up against it. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to, or that it couldn't damage it if you're not careful. So please be mindful of that when posing your figure. Also, all these little pouches, they don't open. Inside them is like a piece of foam to keep their shape. But they're not designed to be open. Now, if you want to customize it and cut them open, I'm sure you could do that. Maybe put a magnet or something in there to make them work. But they're not designed to be opened or messed with. They're just there for appearance sake. So, of course, one of the questions is, which Earth is this Deadpool on? Because Earth 616 is the comics, for the most part, and Earth 199999, I think, is the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man and the Avengers. This is Earth TRN 414 is what Ryan Reynolds Deadpool comes from, and this is the Earth 616 that Sideshow put out a year ago, and this is a comparison of the two. So this was from the comics, or kind of the video game Deadpool that came out, and so in all actuality, you could pose these two or interact with these two together, because if you know or not, Deadpool was able to, at one point, travel between the multi-universes, and he met several incarnations of himself, and they formed the Deadpool core, and so there's no reason why in your posing or interaction with your figures, why these two Deadpool couldn't interact with each other, or pose next to each other, or coexist with each other. And so here's a comparison of the two figures as it is, and neither one of them is wrong, neither one of them is right. I mean, they are right for the Earth that they belong in, or 616 or TRN 414, and there's several other Deadpool out there. There's Lady Deadpool and Dogpool and Headpool and Kidpool, and I think there's a Cowboy Pool, and there's just lots of them. So again, it falls under the category of Deadpool is just a fun character. He's limitless in how you wish to do what it is you wish to do with him. So nothing I don't much care for when using the figure stand that came with this is you can't really hang his katanas on his back if you're using the lobster claws. You just have to pose him without the katanas if you're going to display him in a type of jumping, flying, gliding, being thrown through the air pose. The katanas just don't work on the back. They just don't work there. It's not going to happen. And probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to probably display him using a couple extra of the 7-sided pose stands that I have, instead of using this lobster claw and this big diamond base stand up. I'll probably pose him with those. That will be the way that he'll probably get posed in my collection. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave your comments section below. Tell me what you think of this figure. Have you had an opportunity to pick him up? Will you be picking him up? Follow me on Facebook at Siri Emerald and at Twitter at Siri Emerald. Follow me on Pinterest and Instagram. Subscribe to me on Patreon. Every little bit helps. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That helps out a lot. Share this video with your friends. That helps out as well. To be notified whenever I make a new video, you're going to want to click the subscribe button. You'll be finding that underneath my About icon here on the left. Not only that, after you click the subscribe button, you're going to want to click the little bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. Just subscribing anymore isn't enough. YouTube now requires, if you want to be notified that I put up a video, you have to click the bell as well. To see more videos that I made, you'll find them over here on the right hand side. And thanks again for watching, everyone. See you on the next video. Happy collecting.